don't look at the stats too much, because they can deceive you. So I think what I was thinking as well before we started this was, think of the language, think of the nation he's playing in. I mean, I think a good example of that in real life is Barcelona. I mean, half of them most of them play for Spain, really, and they've all been playing in Spanish football pretty much their whole careers, and it's a really good example. And I think if Football Manager were actually following that, and if performances in game were reflected by if they had communication with their teammates, if they were teammates with the same nationality, then I think that would really obviously be a big thing. And I think Sports Interactive kind of need to clear that up, because I don't really know at the moment which one it is.
I absolutely agree. I mean, I think it does. I think the game did take into account in 2011, like nationality and adaptation and language and so on, but it took its bloody time. It's like, I think a perfect example is Sergio Aguero has signed him from Atletico for about £50 million, and the game really did not make a meal of the adaptation thing, because in his first season he was like, I think he got like 12 goals, which isn't that bad, but considering I paid something in the region of £50 million for him, I thought, that's not good, and then in the second season, third season, he did get a bit better. But I just sort of felt it made a bit of a meal of it, that the game didn't really know what Aguero was trying to do, because I felt the way it made Aguero play poorly was just by missing really simple chances. I mean, surely because he can't adapt to English society doesn't mean he's going to miss a goal from 2 yards out.
Yeah.
Because I'd watched the 2D match change, and the ball would get tramped across. Aguero's practically standing on the goal line, and he'd spoon over, and it's like, and I'm sure the game, and then in the post-match conference would say, like, Sergio Aguero is struggling to find his feet in English football. Why do you understand? Like, that's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Just, the game is retarded.
When someone in your team is playing that bad, you just want them to get one goal and hope it will spark something. And another thing is the press conferences. I can't take them.
God.
I went into Football Manager 11, first press conference, I wanted to storm out.
And I think I did, just to piss them off one time.
Yeah, and then they brought out the patch, and now you can now actually decide not to attend the first press conference, which is.
Oh my God!
But I can't take the press conferences. They need to freshen up. They need to add some sort of variety. I know you can't add some sort of endless variety, but you have to do something, because it just got tedious. I mean, you could be playing for 10 seasons and you'd get the same question every press conference. So, loads of people probably didn't attend them. But anyway, I want to move on to one of the big ones now. This is transfers and contracts. Now, they say significant changes to transfer and contract systems, including loyalty bonuses, better implementation, I can't speak, of amateur and youth contracts, and improved transfer centre, ability to lock areas of contract negotiations, which is, for me, quite handy. I love that idea. Great. I think they really screamed out for that after this one. It helps you manage budgets and your flexibility, and and it just basically even out contracts and stuff. But I think, first of all, that lock areas of contract negotiation, that is absolutely helpful, because I remember when I was watching your series, you tried to sign Suazo, and he wanted 300 grand a month. And I was on the floor laughing. It was absolutely ridiculous. He wasn't even that good of a player.
He was in Inter Milan's reserves. I was like, why?
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, really.
Reserve player get that much money. Gerrard doesn't get that much.
Yeah.
I was honest to God. I think that is possibly one of the best additions to the game, because just being able to say, okay, because when you go into the game, you're talking to, admittedly, it would be a really crap. He's very strict, or whatever. The way they would just get so bitchy about it, it still felt as if you're talking to like a robot. Whereas, if it were like a real negotiation thing, you'd be friendly with them, and that's a really crap way of saying it. But you wouldn't get into a fist fight, which is seemingly what you seem to do in the game. I think
it's a good way of managing the agents as well, especially the money hungry ones, because you can be flexible with it. I mean, you can give them, and I think I saw this video, and it said if you give the player less money but give the agent more money, they'll accept the deal. And I think they need to bring the player into those negotiations.
I know, I've always thought that. I was thinking, does the player know how to say this? I mean, is he just sitting there in the background, just sort of...
I'll take what I want. I'll have anything.
And he's like, oh, I know, it really makes footballers look so stupid and infantile on this game, and it really takes the piss out of them.
Yeah. One small minor thing we haven't touched on is, I want to go back to the transfers though, because I really love transfers. But first, it says intelligent interface. Now, what you can do is, depending on your screen resolution, you can add more, I don't know, what tabs or you know those little things in the front, like the league table, finances.
That's good, yeah.
You can add more of them into the front home screen, but well, yeah, it'd probably be more useful. It'd just be everything at a fingertip, really. One push of the button, and you're wherever you want to be, really.
I think that's like most things these days. You know, it's like it's no time to do anything. You know, like on and I've got Google Chrome in front of me now. I've got all my websites just laid out, one click.
Yeah,
everything nowadays you need that.
Yeah, the bookmark at the top really is what it is. It has that bar at the top though, doesn't it? The game. But yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but even that, some people, is still too much now. It's like, no, one click.
Yeah, you know, with this tutorial thing, I hope they show you how to set up an online network game, because I'd love to do one.
Oh, yeah, it would be handy, because the amount of people have said to me,
I've had
could you do this? I'm like, I don't know.
A few people have asked me as well, but I was kind of reluctant. The only reason was because it's not because of them, but because it was during the end of Football Manager 2011, and I'm actually interested in trying to start one with subscribers. You know what I mean? Like we'd pick like a Premier League, and maybe you as well. We just get a few people in, create like a few different leagues, and I like this. I've heard how it works, and it's quite a good system. The way that you play matches on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and you manage your team. You can play against each other, which is really handy because I have a friend who plays Football Manager a lot, and I play with him a lot. And he goes to me, "My team will beat yours," and I'll be like, "No, my team will beat yours." We both have quality teams, and it would just be like an ongoing argument. So I want to settle the score, really.
Yeah, as long as that network system works, and it's not like 2011, which was, put it simple way, shocking. I'll gladly do a league, and I'm sure there'll be thousands of other people doing it as well. Yeah,
but obviously, if with your subscriber count, we can't really do everyone in a league. But they might want to go to Serie A. They might want to play with us. They might want to play with other people. But it's just an idea. I want to go back to transfers now. Going to as well, the other question I asked you earlier is the club realism. I want sort of personalities with the board and the board of directors. I want them to have more of a stamp. If for example, if you were Chelsea, obviously Roman Abramovich, he'd have more of a stamp on the transfer policy and the team selection, really. With going to the example of Fernando Torres, and I think that kind of realism would be like quite refreshing.
Absolutely. I think I've got a good addition would be, you've got Roman Abramovich on one side saying, I have X amount of money, I don't care what you say, I'm going to buy this player, I'm going to buy Ronaldo or Kaká or Messi or whatever because I can. And all of a sudden, you've got Messi in your team and you didn't even have to do anything.
And then you go to contract negotiations, lock for £10 a week. You're not getting more than £10.
I think you take it as well. He's got enough bloody money in.
And then you give his agent 300 grand a week.
That'll probably happen, no doubt, on this game. There'll probably be some mad glitch where you could probably do that.
Yeah, my friend found a glitch on 2010 where you didn't pay any money up front for the player, but if you just went to goals per season 50 and just put in 30 million, he'd just do that and then sell the player just before he got his 50th goal.
Oh, wow. God, it was kind of sick player. You have to get 50 goals. I don't think I've ever had a striker 50 goals.
No, he didn't. He sold him just before he got the 50. He sold him at 49.
Over the career? Oh, I thought...
Yeah.
Okay.
He did
I was going to say in a season. Good God.
He did that with the appearances as well. Just before he got his 50th appearance for the club, he used to sell him.
Oh, if it makes a profit, he's done the right thing.
But going on to the board of directors personality thing, I mean, another example is obviously Arsenal. They want to keep all the money they get because they don't want to spend anything because we got Arteta for no bloody reason. That pissed me off. But he's a good player. I'm happy with him. But anyway, what do you think on that with the personalities of the board?
I think that's a good addition again. It was like talking, when you go to the board in 2011, it's like talking to a bunch of robots, and they've got no personality. It didn't matter if you saw to Roman Abramovich or Mike Ashley. Let's be honest here. Roman Abramovich, very clever person. Mike Ashley, a bit thick. I think that sort of personality contrast will probably hopefully be noticeable. I'm hoping anyway. And it might be like laugh, being able to say to Mike Ashley, saying, "Can I have 20 million for this player?" Yeah, yep. Okay. And,
maybe the 20 million. I just sold Andy Carroll for 35. May I have like more? Like, I know you could do this in the old one where you could increase revenue from a transfer. So, if for example you sold Carroll for 35 million, you might only get 10 million added to your budget, whereas you could go to him and ask for more. But
that's right. Yeah.
I found myself constantly going back to the board every opportunity I could in any transfer window and saying, can I have more money, can I have more wages, so I could up the transfer budget and try and get players I could desperately. But I don't know, I want more personality from the board. Reject it because of this, because we're planning, because you asked for a new stadium, we're not going to give you this money. You've asked for this new stadium, we're going to build it, and we're not going to give you that much of a transfer budget. So that's just an example. But I'd like to see, that sort of thing. Or if a player like Joey Barton got into a ruck with the board and they put him on a free transfer. I want to see something like that. Obviously, it'd be frustrating if it happened to you, but it'd be interesting nonetheless. And obviously, if you could pick up a player like Barton for free, you wouldn't complain.
Absolutely, I think I think that should happen to certain players as well. With the personality, if you have the personality to the board, it's going to be, and it always has been really. But personalities within players, especially very, I should say, aggressive players like Barton and the likes. I think it would be a very nice addition if you could have that. If he has a riff with you, or even like your assistant, or hell, even the board, as you say. I think that would actually be a nice addition, and as you say, frustrating, yes, but I think an understandable way of dealing with this situation.
Yeah, I think I want to go on to one of the questions I wanted to ask you, and the one I want to ask you now is out of the ones that we've just discussed, of the confirmed ones, not the ones that we are hoping for and praying for, but the ones that have been confirmed, which new feature are you most excited about? So I'm going to reiterate them. Not the new tutorial, the tones, the 5 different tones, the new interface, the new 3D match improvements, the scouting improvements, the transfer and contract improvements, or the manage anywhere, anytime, which is the ability to take away playable nations and leagues.
I think it would be probably the manage anywhere, anytime thing. I mean, I like the tone thing because it is something that it has needed for quite a while. But the manage anywhere, anytime thing, as I say, was something I think the series has been lacking for quite a while. Like that ability to edit. The only thing you could do previously to that was use the editor. How much of a strain was that? But the tone thing I don't think that can ever be perfect because you can never have forever growing amounts of variation. You can't have that. So I think I probably have to go with the anywhere and anytime thing, just because I like the simplicity of it, and I think it's something the series has needed a good long while, and I think that's going to help out a lot of people, and it'll be a lot easier for YouTube videos as well.
Always thinking about yourself, eh, Jub? No, I'm joking. I'm going to have to disagree. I actually believe that first of all, 2 things. The lock areas of contract negotiations, that really does excite me, because I really wanted to do that in the old one, where you just really want to sign a player and it just punch you in the face. You just want to punch their agent in the face because you can't get a flipping contract sorted because they're too greedy. So you'd be on 78 grand, and that's like the max I can pay you, and he's just going to be like 100 grand. No, 100 grand. No, wait, I want 100 grand. So that's one of them, and the other one's going to be the scouting report improvements. I want to see how it is first, though, but hopefully it is really good, because I'm really excited about it, and hopefully it's a lot better than it was. So yeah, that's pretty much it, Jub. I want to thank you for coming and joining me for this DualCon. I've had a really good time. I'm sure you have as well.
I have indeed. It's been a pleasure.
So I will see you guys next time. Goodbye from me, and goodbye from Jub.
Goodbye.